At West Tennessee Bank, our flexible terms, wide range of loan options, and quick response capabilities can save you time, money, and worry. We really like to say yes when it comes to making loans to local people. West Tennessee Bank, a division of Decatur County Bank. We think you'll like us. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, there's a quorum present, so we'll go ahead and proceed with our meeting. Do I have a motion that we approve the updated agenda?
Second.
All right, we have a motion second to approve the agenda. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed no, then it is approved. So we will go with the first thing on the agenda, which is our consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All right, we have a motion second to approve the consent agenda. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That is approved. Next is delegations. Anyone here present? All right, then we will go with celebrations, and I'll let you introduce this.
Well, this is my privilege. Again, we announced this at the last meeting about the winners for the, and I hope I pronounced this right, the Dev Catalyst Code Champions. Again, 6 students were recognized from Chester County Schools who got a little leisure trip to California, San Francisco. They got to see some exciting things. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it because I want these students to share their perspective of the trip. These are all sophomores who are here tonight. I'll go ahead and announce those who are here, and then there's a couple of the students who were unable to attend because they're at church camp. Of the students who participated and represented Chester County Schools was Tori Catlett, Riley Haltom, who's here, Rachel Hibbett, Luke Hunt, who's here, Solomon Smith, who's here, and Annabelle Thomason, who's here. So again, Tori and Rachel were unable to attend due to church camp, but I'm going to turn this over to Riley, Luke, Solomon, and Annabelle. And then also, I'm sure Ms. Kim will speak up as needed, but I want to hear what the students had to experience. Again, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there was a competition back 1st of May or late April, something like that.
Actually, late April. And I would like to add that even after these winners were announced, we had an alternate that was announced, and that was Alexis Boggs. She was unable to go, but she was chosen as an alternate after they announced it. So it was the biggest group we've had.
Very good.
And also, Miss Moore, the whole school got, tell about it.
Yes, the school was also awarded code champions of and it's like Tennessee, and then there are actually some other states that participate. So that was a big honor too.
So how many years have they been doing the competition?
5, I think, 5, and then we participated 4.
Right. And each year is kind of like increasing
Yes.
with the footprint.
That's true. We're learning from the others that previously went, and they're benefiting from that.
Okay, very good.
All right.
So all of you can speak, or
Yes, sir.
very good. Have at it.
Hi, everybody. So I guess we'll start by introducing ourselves. I'm Riley Haltom.
I'm Annabelle Tomlinson.
I'm Luke Hunt.
And I'm Solomon Smith.
So we're 4 of the 6 winners for the Dev Catalyst trip this year. So we'll start off. Here's everybody who won, minus Luke. This was at the event where we actually found out that we won. So sadly, Luke wasn't able to be there that night. So I guess we'll just kick it right off. This is Pivotal Labs. Pivotal Labs builds websites for other companies and gave us insight on how building a website takes a team of people. So for example, one of their head design people came and talked to us and gave us these 3 roles that most websites need in order to succeed, which is a designer, a product manager, and an engineer. And we were able to apply that to our group by my group, our website was Hunt Tens, which is Mr. Luke here's business, where he goes and sells eggs to people. So Luke would align with the role of a product manager. He was the one who actually owned the business and came up with the ideas for the website. Annabelle would fall under designer. She was the one who figured out the colors, the way everything was going to be shaped to make everything look real nice. And I was the engineer, the one who actually went and coded out some of the core parts. And place we went to was LinkedIn, and at LinkedIn, we spoke to a panel of people holding different jobs across the company. Their offices were really fun and engaging. They had movie rooms, a gym, and several break areas throughout the facility. And that picture right there, at every location that we went, we took a picture, a big old group picture of everything except for Apple, I think. And in this picture, you can actually see us in the movie room, and we're all in there. They had these huge pillows and this giant movie screen that after a meal or something, if their workers are tired or anything like that, they can go in there and watch a movie, which I thought was really cool. So I'll pass it off to Luke here.
So there's HackerOne. It's one of the places we went. It's where they do white hat hacking. It's hacking for a good purpose, such as finding security issues. And the CEO actually came in and spoke to us. So like they'll work with the military and the government and try to hack their websites and all their databases and try to find flaws in it, and they'll get paid for it. Then we have Salesforce, and Salesforce helps with other companies making stronger and better looking websites. And a panel came in and spoke to us about what they do. They just help make the websites look better and do just like professional websites you'll see.
So we also visited Google, and while we were here, we had the opportunity. We talked to a panel of engineers and designers, and we could ask them questions, and they told us like what they went through every day and like their job and how they got to where they were. And they also took us on a tour of their company. We went to Apple also. This is called the Apple Visitor Center. In there they have like a coffee store, a huge store of Apple products, and this VR model of the entire Apple campus. They also had a presentation in the main area explaining the functions of some Apple products.
And our final location that we visited was called Intercom. And so what they do is they make a network to where consumers and producers, they can talk to each other about how products, they're not quite correlating to how they want it. And so what they do is they just listen to everything you have to say. And they're working on a system called like custom bugs, where like they send robots in to just basically talk to you if they don't have exactly enough manpower to do the job. And the tourist attractions that we visited include obviously the Golden Gate Bridge, and also a place called Sausalito, which is just like a yacht town almost. Everybody has a yacht and like a Ferrari or something out there. I don't know how they all afford it, but. And then we went to the pier, Chinatown, and everything great about San Fran.
Alright, so we'll finish off right here. Thanks for listening to us, and we appreciate the board and Director Kilzer for ensuring that students can explore a variety of college and career options. We also want to shout out Ms. Kimberly Moore for giving us this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to visit San Francisco.
Anybody have any questions for him?
No place like
Congratulations. 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 Y'all did a great. Thank you, Ms. Moore.
I would like, well, nobody really spoke about any major takeaways. Anything that you read or saw or experienced there that you said, you know, we can do that here.
I think one of the biggest things was going there and seeing all these job opportunities that you really saw. You go there and you think, oh, the only job you can get in this field is sitting at a computer and typing away all day.
Right.
But going there really opened our eyes to a lot more career paths, a lot more available opportunities up there in San Francisco and other tech companies around the country.
What about Pivotal Labs and how they conduct their beginning days?
Oh yeah, Pivotal. They had just everybody in the company, everybody in that location came together in this big old circle. They had this little box, microphone box. You speak into it and it amplifies your voice. I don't know how it works, but they would toss it to each other and they would each tell each other, you know, an interesting fact or you know something that they've been working on that they're super proud of. Which that was really cool because everybody got to show off what they've been working on and you know helped everybody feel better about what they're doing.
And then they end that session, that's something I've taken into my own classroom. They're called helps. So people do a shout out, this is what I'm working on and I need some help. I've said this a lot, we're so traditional on how we learn, and we still try to stick to that, and that's not how they learn. The more I leave them alone, the better they do, because they're used to multitasking and doing 10 things at one time, and I can't. But I've learned to let go of that and let them have that style. But at the same time, you feel like when you go to school, you're supposed to do your own work, you're supposed to stay in your lane and not talk and do all that, and that's not how the real world works. And so to watch them, and they eat together, and in fact, they even encourage them to go home, like around 6 o'clock, they even turn the thermostat down so they won't stay. But like Google, they want them to stay, but they wear out of those jobs. But this concept of it's okay not to know stuff, but to be able to explore and ask other people for help, and to really, to experience that failure from one group and then to share that failure and how it can help somebody else. Because if you keep it, you feel like you're supposed to know everything, and it's shameful not to know something, and to let go of that is free.
That's that unwillingness to share, that fear that somebody's going to know that I don't know everything, is that fixed mindset that we're trying to dispel. That you got to have a growth mindset.
That's right. And I was raised in that, and it's great. And I tell them all the time, I don't know, and I'm not afraid to explore. And I don't think we would have been successful because especially they're benefiting. But when we first started out, I really didn't know. We were having to really learn it together. But they can outdo me every day.
Let me ask one question. Did anybody ask any of the people working at these locations you went to that went through a non-traditional educational path? Yes? What did you find out?
A lot of them like changed, what do you call it? Majors, yeah. They changed majors like tons of times before they got through.
Well, did anybody working in an executive role or a real uppity up role that did not go through a traditional way, like a 4-year, 6-year university?
The CEO of HackerOne, I think, he said when he became CEO of his first company, he didn't have any sort of college degree. And that company went on to be so successful that he got so much money from that company that he was able to go to college, like he'd always wanted to.
Even these kids have done something that they don't even realize, and they are putting anybody can make a resume and say, I can do. And they are putting their projects in, it's called GitHub, and it's a repository. So, and they've done that. People around the world are looking at their stuff.
Sure.
And it's their projects that get them these jobs. And not the degrees. That is changing. And then one of the guys that led them through LinkedIn is from where?
Jackson.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah. So it just makes this big world feel accessible too.
And you don't have to live in San Francisco for all these good things to happen. That's another positive.
Yeah.
But I know from years past that guys and girls from your age groups, juniors and seniors, sophomores, juniors and seniors, were actually having businesses through their web design, and were marketing because, again, they're not checking their resume prior to purchasing their products. It's just the sale of the product is what gives them the work. So keep it up. Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it. Appreciate mamas and daddies letting them go too.
Yeah.
That's something to let them. Anybody first time to fly?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a long time in the air too, isn't it? Well, congratulations. You represented us well. Thanks, Ms. Kim, for your leadership with that. Because that's kind of, you allow them to spread their wings, and that's what's significant. Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Anybody got a comment? Thank y'all. Great job.
All right, tomorrow, just to put a little plug in, so you might want to invite the robotics team. They are in Oklahoma City at Beta Convention, and they compete tomorrow for the robotics. This year the theme was recycle, reuse, and whatever, I can't think of the other word. Okay, there you go. And they made their 3:30. So you might want to have them next time.
And any word on Kayla as far as her
Kayla,
progression?
she took the stage today. And
Okay.
That's all I know, but I think they vote, it'll either be tonight, but we should know, I'll let you know.
And this would be for, of course, you know from your experience with your daughter, but Kayla McBroom, who represents now the state following Presley's role last year as state secretary, has the opportunity to run for as a state national secretary. National office.
Yes,
So,
and so they're both of those groups.
very good. Well represented. It's a good footprint of Chester County in the world.
It really is.
Yes.
All right, we'll go to the next item on our agenda, which is staffing changes. We got a copy of that in our packet. Does anybody have any questions or anything to throw in on that?
Well, there's been some things since that time. Again, this was at the time that the board packets were provided to you guys. We'll update you further as we learn more. We've had some recent acceptance and resignations, so I know that Thomas and office staff have been working, principals have been interviewing candidates for positions. We've got a few newbies here tonight with us. Miss Angela Halton is stepping into a new role as assistant principal at the high school, and Stephen Maurice on the opposite side of the aisle is representing our instructional technology and testing. I know these two folks are working hard already because I've already talked to them several times. Spent a good hour plus with Stephen today, so they're very excited about their new roles, and I tell you the respect that the district is going to be for giving them because of their feedback is going to be phenomenal. Anybody else new? I'm looking around real quick, make sure I'm not.
Comment? All right, then we'll go, next on here is our superintendent evaluation. And each year we do this to evaluate our superintendent. We've got different categories like board relations, community relationships, facility and finance, and 2 or 3 others. And this year, the highest possible score is 900, and Mr. Kilzer scored a 790 out of 900, which I think is a good score. Any comments? Anybody? Comments? Board members? All right, well, we've got these here, and I will leave them with Troy. He can look, use it as a learning tool of where there's room for improvement. Sure.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for the support and continued support as we embark on another 3-year term.
Comments? Okay. Next thing we'll go to is the final draft of the 2019-20 budget. And we can go ahead and approve that at this time.
Again, just like I shared in the agenda packet, we don't have the June estimate yet. Huh? I need to read one. The June estimate is it's supposed to be in mid-month. It's still not in, but from the April estimate that we started the budget planning with to the May estimate, there was an increase as reflected here of $46,000 across all 4 components. Again, I shared with you where those increases are. They're very small percentage increases across all 4 areas. And again, we're talking about state and local portions. But based on what we don't know June will be, or the final July, since all of these are estimates, the decision is to have no changes with the budget draft. Of course, Mr. Tim Crow up front is our county commissioner budget committee chair, and the budget committee met earlier this month and approved our first draft. And then the county commission in whole will see this on Monday night at 7. So we hope and expect that everything will go through as Tim has already testified. So,
There are no changes from what you're looking at now to what was in your packet last.
right, correct. So I ask for a recommendation to approve this final draft.
Make a motion to approve. Second. All right, we have a motion second to approve the final draft. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. It is approved. Next thing, we have several updates. One I wanted to ask about first better estimate this time than we had before.
Again, on last Friday, Britt and then Mr. Dwight and Dr. Ronald were there. Anybody else? And Shane came to the bid opening. Again, there were 3 that were bidding. Neisler Brothers, Elite Construction, and then finally Barger. And of the 3, Barger had the best award, or best bid, excuse me, at $124,750 per building, or a total of $249,500. Again, this would be our recommendation to award that bid to Barger. This will not impact until July 1 budget.
It would be, if we would go ahead and issue a purchase order to encumber it for now. You just approved a budget amendment for 177 to move
Okay.
$150,000 from building improvements to building construction to cover the cost of that bid.
Okay.
What all did we actually leave out of that bid?
Plumbing is just gonna be, it's gonna be subbed in.
And air conditioning, are they doing the
I'm
ductwork?
I'll purchase air conditioners and contract with the install for kind of, we can do it a
So
lot
we'll have to
cheaper.
do the
And then the
ductwork.
electrical, the way we did that was, all had an agreement when we did the pre-bid meeting, that it would be cheaper to not put the electrical in this bid, but then let them find somebody local that would be a lot cheaper, so the electrical will be done on the side as well.
So we've got 3 or 4 items of,
It all have to do outside of it. It'll come in a lot cheaper.
well, I knew we'd talk about the central use, but I don't know.
Yeah, they stated that they could get a local electrician a lot cheaper than if they were to put it in the bid and let somebody
Come in.
add more to the, add more cost to it, they could get it done cheaper that way, so they all agree with that.
Make a motion to approve. Or award it to Barger. Second.
We have a motion second to approve the bid to Barger, be the low bidder. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That is approved. So,
Did-
Barger.
Did they have an estimated start date, Rick?
I didn't see it.
I didn't.
I think I didn't, I don't remember putting it on there, but I'll get in touch with them.
We'll have to
Didn't
sign a
remember seeing
PO.
one.
Yeah, it was going to wait. It was contingent of the decision that you guys had tonight too. So. But now, they did say on the first bidding process, 6 months, I think, was the,
I can't remember who.
This should.
I mean, one of them
this
was
should
90
take
days.
very long. This one should, this one's a lot, here down building.
okay.
Where is the location of the
Baseball? It would be behind right field.
Okay.
And then for the softball, it's going to be kind of like the corner of the parking lot, closer to the, I call it the nursing home.
Down third base line.
Yes.
He played in the nursing
Somewhat,
home.
yes, down third base line, a little bit more to the parking lot.
Have the parking lot.
Probably gonna have to ask him that, park somewhere else, somewhere, that's gonna take a parking space.
It's going to take several.
That's crowded now, you can't get in there when it's a game.
We will, of course, I know you guys have seen the paving going on now, the resurfacing, the relining, all that stuff is looking really well. They're moving, they're already done some work here on our parking lot area, so it should be getting done pretty soon.
And it goes quick once they get the weather break, and they stay way ahead of them on the brooming and the sealing.
And we got the deed and everything
Oh, yes,
done. Okay.
yeah, everything's, yeah, all that's been deeded to us from the county and from the city. Yes.
Anybody else got anything in there? We do need to look at our board dates for scheduled meetings for.
Hey, any way we can get away from doing them on the third Thursday? I mean, that's alumni.
Well, that's true. Yeah, we can adjust that. I just wanted to be sure that our meetings were coming prior to the county commission meeting. So every one of these can, but yeah, we can back that up.
Because that third Thursday is alumni
Sure. So,
meeting too.
you want to look at the second one? That would
Well, I
be-
mean, you know,
Or do y'all have another date? I mean, we've just always done Thursday because that's the way it was done.
Thursdays is fine, it's just that if we can get away from all of them being on the third Thursday or a good part of it's on the third
Yeah.
Thursday. What does the
the second Monday of the month. Second Monday of the month.
So we can move back like
You can move to the Thursday, the second Thursday, and you'd still be preceding the next one. It'd be several weeks ahead of it, but that's still fine.
take a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, look at it, I mean, that's,
Look at what we can do.
So-
We don't have to pass this tonight. We do have to decide on if we want to eight.
So, well, let me ask you this, is the July, are they
no,
having?
we're not meeting in July.
Okay, so we can go
July
ahead and meet
August.
with the July date. That's
July
okay
and
as
August
it is.
is no meeting.
Okay. So we'll start with September and look at those dates. And if it's on the third Thursday, see if we can move it up to the second.
Second.
Okay, and then our next scheduled meeting will be on July 18th. So that we'll go with that again for that one. Okay, anything else? Doris?
I want to ask Heather about the Eagles Edge shed. How's it coming along?
Have you been by lately?
It's shedding. I have not.
It looks, you should drive by. It looks really, really good. And it's not just looks, the whole thing's cleaned out. All windows are in. Wayne Green, Amber Green's husband, is coming by tomorrow to take the measurements and to get us a price on vinyl siding where that masonite is. Actually, if you go by tonight, when you leave here, you'll see what we did today. The kids and Miss Hatch and myself and Amy and Miss Teresa Krause filled 476 pots of dirt. So they're all sitting out front, nice and neat in rows. So we'll get moms in next week and we'll do our planting next week. It's great. It's great, great, great. Thank you for asking.
So they're generating some revenue or upcoming revenue.
We're hoping to not have to ask for any money. So we'll have a grant to come in sometime after July 1, $11,000. So we wrote a grant. So we hope not to ask anybody for any money and then do our own fundraisers and be able to do our own thing.
And they got a good core group of people that are on a committee to support, that are not just school folks, but are really invested in it, and they want to see it successful.
Has some good kids too. Luke Hunt back here is one of them. Riley Halton back here is one. Are they still back there?
Yes.
Okay, yes. We've got some retirees down to teachers and people within the school system, people in private business, and we've got some kiddos. So hopefully this thing will go for a very long time.